long agenda, and hope you're all enjoying a beautiful morning. Gosh, I think we're being teased here. This is not the start of fall, I wouldn't think, but I'm not a meteorologist either, but enjoy a beautiful week of weather. Confab rebroadcast schedule on 971, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can also go to the resident website whenever you would like. We have call-in number 6304, and we'll go into Catch Me at My Best. So, do we have Dawn Tucker here? Nope. No Dawn Tucker in the room. So Dawn Tucker works in the Drinkard building. Story goes, I'd like to nominate Dawn Tucker as a resident family member who visits WC daily. I have the unique opportunity to observe all the floor's employees perform their duties. Over the past 11 months, Dawn has consistently impressed me with her work ethic, can-do attitude, and dedication to her residents. Dawn is in constant motion. She multitasks seamlessly and works with her team members to help with extra things for the residents. We have been on the receiving end of her kindness many times. Dawn will engage with visiting friends and family members as she passes by, always offering a cheerful smile and any assistant. Please consider Dawn for Catch Me at My Best. I am confident she is deserving of this recognition. Dawn Tucker. And then next we have Carrie King in marketing, and Carrie is on vacation this week. On a cruise. I witnessed Carrie King going above and beyond to help a Canterbury Club member who was visibly upset, believing she had missed the bus for an outing to the orchard. From inside the office, Carrie noticed her distress, immediately checked the bus schedule, and came out to reassure her that she was right on time. Her kindness, attentiveness, and calm reassurance turned the club member's day around. Carrie ensured that she did not miss the outing, and she had been so excited about. Carrie's thoughtful actions truly reflect the spirit of Catch Me at My Best. Carrie King.
Good morning! It's that time of year again! Merry, Merry Christmas!
It's beginning to sound a lot like Christmas all around WC. Take a look at the crazy elf ringing the loud cowbell with a singing folk and laughter all around. It's beginning to sound a lot like Christmas. Checks are rolling in, but the prettiest sight to be are the smiles that we will see on our own employees.
It's hard to follow singing like that. I can't sing. And I didn't get the message to wear red, so I wore a hat. Now, I've got to tell you one thing. I have never been accused of being elf size. But I can wear the hat anyway. I just want to encourage everyone. We're going to talk about the Christmas fund. If you're new to WC, you heard about it when you came. I heard about it when I came, and I didn't really understand how important it was. So now that I'm closer, I've been here for a while, I certainly know a lot better. Shannon Light is the other co-chair of the collections for the Christmas Fund. Shannon is right here. Stand up, Shannon. Once a year, we say thank you and Merry Christmas to our employees. As you all know, we are not allowed to give tips. So this is the one way that we can say thank you. And I have never seen a group of employees that are as well-trained, as attentive and cheerful. I mean, you walk in I often go out on the second floor in Riverside because my car's on the second deck. It's incredible. You know, here's cleaning people, laundry people, and they all are cheerful and they're happy and they say hi and they welcome us. It's a great place to live. Last year, we received about little over $300,000. We distributed that to 350 employees, including part-time employees. So even the kids who come in one day a week on the weekends, they get a little check for Christmas, which is very exciting. Corporate officers and department heads are not included in this distribution, so it's the worker bees. There are a number of ways to give. You can give a lump sum if that makes sense to you, and it's closed by November 30th. Remember that, that's an important date. Or you can have automatic deductions. Like I said, when I moved here, I had no idea what this was for. I put down a modest amount thinking, oh, well, yeah, I'll donate to that. And then I realized, oops, it was a little too modest. If you want to give a lump sum check, you make it out to the Canterbury Residents Association, and note that it's for the Christmas fund. There will be boxes, they're there now, or they're getting ready to be there now. I think they're there now, right? We'll have labels on them so you know it's for the Christmas fund. They'll be near the reception desk, they'll be in the Riverside lobby, and in the wood dining room. Automatic donations usually start in December, but you can begin any time. And in November, they will put a document along with your bill so that if you want to add to the program or change the program, you can. If you don't want to make a change, you don't have to fill out the form. It will just continue per your previous arrangements. One important thing is that all of these gifts are voluntary and confidential. If we don't expect, I mean, it's your choice. The Residents Council a couple of years ago approved $2.50 a day. I'm not a math whiz. $2.50 a day is hard for me to figure out. But so you figure out what makes sense for you. It is not a tax-deductible gift. I had to do the math. How much is $2.50 a day? Well, it's $912.50 in a 365-day year. If it's 366, it'd be a little higher, $250 higher. Or $76 a month. Compare this to the extras that you used to have to voluntarily give. Housekeepers or cleaners, yeah. Service workers, when somebody comes to your house to repair something. And that seemed to be a whole lot more when I had a house instead of WC. Tips while you're dining out, and home maintenance workers, etc. It's a bargain. Where do I send my gift? The collection boxes are out. They are labeled. They're in the reception area, near the reception desk. They're in the Riverside lobby. They're now ready there. They're in place now. And there is a box near the wood dining room. Please make your contributions by November 30th. Supervisors distribute to the employees before the Christmas party that we have for the employees on December 10th. Thank you very much for supporting our employees, and we look forward to a wonderful Christmas season.
Good morning. There's been a lot of things happening around campus the last month. I'm sure you've noticed that. So before I get started or too deep into the report, just want to say thank you for your patience and understanding through all of this work being done. And just remember, if you see something out of place or need help navigating through a construction zone or with anything, just give our office a call at 3579 and we will do our best to help out. Start with elevators. So work has begun on the Creekside elevators. If you live in Creekside, I'm sure you are aware of that. We had a crane on site last week to lift equipment onto the roof. We'll probably have to have it back towards the end of the project to lift some stuff down, or bring it down rather. So all of the doors have been replaced on number 3. Number 3 is the elevator on the left that shut down. Most of the work now for number 3 will be in the shaft and then also in the penthouse. They started 3 weeks ago. We're hoping by the end of September we can open that back up. Don't know if he wanted me to say that or not. Of course, we're moving to Brookhaven next, and like I said, each individual elevator is projected to take up to 9 to 10 weeks. Other work, so we'll talk about main lobby renovations a little bit. You'll notice there's a piece of carpet that did not get replaced in the corridor headed towards Brookhaven. Sherwin-Williams noticed that there was a defect in the new carpet. They since have ordered a new piece, and we will get that installed just as soon as it arrives. The flooring crew is working on the 5th floor of Creekside today with the hallway carpet, and moving down to 4th floor tomorrow. And then the fun starts again with getting up ceramic tile on the 3rd floor, right here outside of the Creekside elevators and in front of the library. That's going to happen on Thursday and Friday of this week. No work will take place in Brookhaven 3rd floor elevator lobby this week. So guys need 2 full days to get this work done outside of the commons here. Let's see, hallway painting. So got a contractor, you may recognize him if you're that way, in the Brookhaven building, doing some painting in the hallways to try to stay ahead of the carpet replacement. Caulking joint on the parking deck has been repaired. To be specific, it is the caulking joint that joins the asphalt to the concrete on the upper deck. That's all that was worked on. And JCI was also here in 728 and 729 in Woods Edge and Brookhaven for fire alarm testing. Again, appreciate your patience with that. It's something that we have to do annually. Our campus is so big, we have it scheduled for it's a couple buildings every 3 months. A bit of a disruption, but a necessary one. And Riverside building, a couple Saturdays ago, if you live in the Riverside building, you may have noticed your air conditioning was in and out, especially late into the evening. We had a leak in our boiler room. That's the plant there on the 2nd floor with a cooling line. A piece of threaded pipe busted. It damaged some equipment, some of that equipment being a circulating pump for our cooling tower. Myself and a few others were in. We got it replaced, and luckily it was later into the evening, and hopefully it wasn't too hot for you all, but got that repaired. And I think that's all I have today, but happy to answer any questions you may have. All right. Have a good day.
Good morning. I was telling Angela I like the slide. I don't know how she knows I like to dance. So I am Denise Sarver-Hearn. I am the Wellness Center manager here for the Templeton Wellness Center. And I have with me our newest team member, Marco Frezin. He's our aquatics and fitness instructor, and Marco comes with a lot of experience in fitness and wellness. And so I'm happy to have him here, and he has a few words to say.
How everybody doing? Nice to meet everybody. I'm Marco. I'm from the islands. I was born in Haiti. Haiti, most of you guys know it as Haiti, right next to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic area. That's where I was born. I came to the United States of America with my family when I was 3. And from 3 years old until college, I was in Florida, West Palm Beach, Florida area. And from there, I moved over here to Lynchburg, and I went to Liberty University. I studied health and physical education over there. And I got a couple licenses, strength and conditioning coach, personal training, and I recently finished my physical therapist assistant license. So I'm here to help you guys excel in fitness and wellness all over, also join in the aquatics area. I'm from the island, so I consider myself to be a water boy, so I'll be helping you in that area as well. And I'm very honored and blessed to be here to help you guys.
And as you can see, he has his weight bar with him.
Staff.
He carries it around him, so. So we're glad to have you here, Marco. All right, so we're going to start with our Wellness Resident of the Month for September is Brenda Meredith. And also we have, in October, we'll have Dr. Joe Pond. So when you see them, be sure to congratulate them for a Resident of the Month. Our wellness class schedule and additional programs in September, Jesse Teasley will be here the second Tuesday of the month, where generally he's here the first Tuesday of the month, but in September he will be here on the second Tuesday for Tai Chi. And starting back in October, it would be the first Tuesday of the month. Pool volleyball, that is a really fun thing. Everybody has a great time there. We invite everybody to come and play. So with the vacations and everything, it's but a little bit smaller group, so we want to pick our group back up and keep it going, which it is going, yes. And so that's the first and third Tuesday of every month, of course, in the pool. And that's at 10 o'clock on those Tuesdays. We will have the students from the University of Lynchburg Therapy Department will be coming for fitness assessments in September. To offer fitness assessments for you as they do once a year, and they will be back. For our wonderful world of nature, we will be going to Quarry Gardens for a guided tour, a guided walk and tour, and to Walton's Mountain Museum. We keep going by there every time we go to Quarry Gardens, so we're going to add that in this time, and we'll go through a tour there as well. So we'll have boxed lunches before going to the museum. Huckleberry Knob is another nursery and a tour that we will take in September as well. So in October will be Active Aging Week, October 6th through the 10th. So you'll see a lot of different events during that week. And so during October coming up, we will have the Alzheimer's Walk here on campus, as we always do. And before that, a few weeks before, we will have the Walked-in Alzheimer's Kickoff. And so someone from the Alzheimer's Association will be coming and joining Marco and I to start that kickoff. Also, she will come back for the walk with us. Our physical therapy department is going to work with us to have a device check. So we will have that scheduled, and you can come to the Wellness Center if you have canes, any type of device, walkers, anything like that that you want checked for height or for anything at all. They will be there to do that. And that will be scheduled in October as well. So part of our Active Aging Week, Sarah Meyer, one of our Canterbury Club members, she comes and does dotting during some of the holidays, and the residents really love that. So we will have a fall dotting craft done to decorate for fall in the Wellness Studio. In the fall, part of Active Aging will be the fall fling at Falling Creek Park. We're going to try something new there with our walk. They have a shuffleboard court there, and we're going to take pickleball. I started to go to pickleball. Cornhole, excuse me. We'll take our cornhole there. They have disc golf, so we're going to do a fall fling for morning there. And we will also go to Saunders Monticello Trail for a walk, and we will add Carter's Mountain Orchard, going to the orchard, and back to Burton's Grill for lunch after those two trips, those two parts of the trip. Sean Rhodes, PharmD from Kroger Pharmacy, will be coming to offer individual one-on-one meetings to talk about medication interaction. You will see when I get to our lectures for September, she will be coming in September to speak on that first, and then in October we'll offer those counseling meetings individually. We have a new, if you haven't noticed it, we have a new piece of equipment down in our terrace level near the activity room, right outside the billiards room actually. The Spirit Seated Stepper and Marco will be doing a demo in October on that for those who would like to learn how to do it and know more about it. You will see that scheduled. And Marco will also have a pickleball core class for our pickleball players in October. We will offer that. So some of our lectures in September with our history series is Life and Family at Jefferson's Poplar Forest with Matthew Torres, Director of Programs and Education at Poplar Forest. He will be coming to speak. And then we also, in October for our history series, have Doctors Dorothy and Cliff Potter. They will be presenting a lecture as well. So in September, we're going to get back to being you with occupational therapy. So the therapy services offered fall prevention, a program previously, and so they're going to continue that 4-part lecture series in September talking about occupational therapy. We will be holding that here in the Commons because we will have some PowerPoints along with that, and Caroline Thomas from our therapy service, the occupational therapist, will be presenting those 4-part series. Common prescription medication interactions lecture with over-the-counter medications, vitamins, and foods. That is the lecture I mentioned that Sean Rhodes will speak on before offering those individual meetings in October. She will be here in September to speak. And then in October for our lectures, Healthy Eating as We Age, Michelle Elliott, our registered clinical dietitian here at WC, will present that lecture. Jeff Fedorko, I always have a problem getting that out. Fedorko with Riverside Runners will be here in October as well to speak on best footwear when active. And then the last week of October, it's a real treat. It's actually National Bat Week and Halloween at the end of the week. So Bonnie Miles will present Bats Be Afraid on Halloween. That lecture. She has presented before, and she has even more information to give us on bats now. With our Soulmates Walking Club, you can see the schedule. In September, we have Peaks of Otter. Actually, that's tomorrow, so before I get to September. We have Peaks of Otter walk tomorrow. If anybody's interested in going, we still have a few seats on the bus. If you would like, just let me know. We will be going there, having lunch at the lodge, and then stopping by Gross Orchard. So that's tomorrow. We'll leave at 9 o'clock. In September, then, our walks are Hanging Rock Battlefield Trail and Blackwater Creek Trail. In October, we have Peaksview Park. Our pedal pushers, bike excursions, there's a schedule for that also. They will be going in September to the Blackwater Creek Trail, meeting at the Depot Grill. And in October, that location has changed because they found a new location, so we're not going back to one of the same, and it will be Roanoke River Greenway Trail, so I will be changing that schedule. Our Parkinson's groups, we have Friends with Parkinson's support group here at WC every month, the first Monday of each month. There's also a YMCA Parkinson's support group, which we take a bus over there the third Tuesday of every month. And then now we have some new things coming up for our Parkinson's groups. Parkinson's and Friends exercise class at the University of Lynchburg. That therapy department that's actually coming here to do our assessments and everything, they are often offering an exercise class every Tuesday from middle September to middle November. We will have a bus available for that. And we will be also taking a bus to the Roanoke, Virginia Parkinson's Conference in September. If you're interested in that, you want to sign up for the bus, but you also need to register in advance. And then our pickleball group, I was trying to jump to them earlier. They always go to Cross White once a month and play. And then in October, we will have an additional round robin in October. And for the round robins, we do have a bus available. I'm happy to announce that we will be, in October, have a new massage therapist. We will add an additional massage therapist, Jessica Mahoney, and she will be here on Thursdays and Fridays, and of course, it's scheduled by appointment only. Fortunately, we'll have a massage therapist every day, so we've been really packed with that. Sometimes it's hard to get an appointment. Well, now we will, starting in October, we should be able to cover everything. So we will have somebody here almost every single day, if not every day. And the only other thing I want to mention that I don't have on the PowerPoint is that the Virginia 10 Miler is September 27th, and we will have a team, a WC team of employees going to do that, either running or walking. So if you come and you cheer people on, be sure to look for our WC team. And if any, I know of one resident that's going to be running it. If anybody else is participating, let me know. Please let me know, because we want to support everyone with that. So we're excited to have that going on again this year. And I think I'm done. Thank you for your patience. However, one more thing. Music in the Air is back in October. So we're in the planning of Music in the Air. I'm very excited about it. As you see the pictures of the residents that participated in our first Music in the Air in the spring, they will be coming back, and we will have some additional musicians as well. We're very excited about that. So that will be a lot of fun. And then these pictures that you are seeing now is just some of the things that we've had going on in the past couple months. Our pickleball round robin. We had several lectures. With our EC Glass Art Collection lecture, as you see in the center, we had several residents and past residents that had artwork. It was wonderful to see. And then we also had walks, of course. We had a sound bath, and our fall prevention up in the right-hand corner, you can see there we had that. So lots of other things going on too. So does anybody have any questions? You will see all our information in our monthly and weekly newsletters, as well as at Channel 970, and in our packet, Need to Know packet as well, and on the residents' website. Thank you very much. All right. Have a good day.
Good morning. Happy early fall outside. I also echo Denise in that we are so excited to have Marco join our Resident Life and Wellness team. So, here is our new transportation van. We are so thankful to our foundation that supported this investment to make it a more comfortable ride and a more efficient process for all. So I encourage you to take a ride, and I'd even drive you if you'd like to ride around. Gwen has the pictorial directory ready for print, and you can expect that in the next couple of weeks. So thank you for getting your photos in and all of your information. Also, at the end of October, we will be conducting a resident satisfaction survey. We will gauge our community living and also compare on a benchmark to similar organizations such as ours. So we look forward to your feedback and working on improving those areas highlighted. So more to come soon. Any questions for me or my office? Thank you.
Good morning. So I have some education information, some opportunities for the fall. First Life at Lynchburg begins Wednesday, September the 10th. We have been offering bus transportation for the past few years, and we will continue to do that. If you are not familiar with Life at Lynchburg, it's a program 55 years old and up, offered by the University of Lynchburg. It's a lecture program, 2 hours every Wednesday morning. So it is a pay for the lectures. You can pay per lecture, or you can pay for the whole semester, and that's through the University of Lynchburg. If you have any questions about that, you can let me know. Also, the Wildlife Center of Virginia is coming. I don't know if they've ever been here before, but I'm excited about that. They're coming Monday, September the 8th, here in the Commons. they have critter ambassadors. So I looked at their website, and they have a whole page of critter ambassadors. So I'm excited to see who they bring with them. Hopefully not the snakes. But they have really cute possums, and they have birds and turtles. So please come out for that. We're going to follow that up with a tour of their facility in October. So late October, I think it's right after your party. So don't party too hard on the Halloween party here, so you can get up and get on the bus and go with us the next morning to Waynesboro. All right, so starting next week, we have Dr. Julius Siegler starts his lecture series. He's been doing the physics series, Stepping Stones in the Development of Modern Physical Thought, for probably 2 years now. It's been really great, very educational as well as entertaining. Julius is fantastic. So for next week on Tuesday, he'll start with Albert Mickelson. You see the series there for the rest of the fall. And of course, you know, in October, 13 days in October, everybody knows what that is. So, all right. The Cuban Missile Crisis, I'm very interested in knowing and hearing his lecture on that. So, Remembering the Space Race with Dr. Neil Summerlin. This is a program he did prior to COVID, I believe. It's been quite a few years, but it's wonderful. It's actually a class that he taught at the University of Lynchburg that he has modified for us here. So it's 10 weeks. So I know it's a commitment, but if you can't make all 10 weeks, that's okay. Just come when you can. If you like the really nerdy stuff, you know, the science, how does it all work, make sure you come to the first lecture. He talks about, you know, rockets, how they're put together, how they run, what makes them go. So don't miss that one. Amy Merrill Willis, she was here actually a year or two ago and did the Green Spirituality series, which was really, really good. She's a wonderful speaker, wonderful lady, and a very unique lecture topic here. So flood stories. And she did a wonderful job of putting together, and I guess this is in your monthly, all of the links to the stories. So you have all of that information before you come to the lecture. Okay, and Marion Farmer is going to be doing some more lectures for us this fall. America's first engineer, Nicholas Martiaux, I believe, is that how it is pronounced. And she has a connection to this gentleman. He is America's first engineer. He was a military engineer designing forts, military forts. He's actually related to her husband. He's a descendant, her husband's a descendant. So, all right. A couple of things that are not listed on here. So I will continue with the movie matinees when I can. With all of the lectures, it really takes up the afternoon's time slot, that 2 o'clock time slot. So I think I can probably get one out a month. Also, every Wednesday, we're still meeting. Right now, we're watching Doc Martin, and we're in the middle of that. We're in season 5, so I think we have another 4 or 5 seasons to go. So we'll be with that for a while if you'd like to join us. Also, someone came to me interested in getting a bus together to go to see Alison Krauss in Salem. That is at the end of September, so that's happening pretty quickly. I might be able to pull that together, so if you are interested in that, just come see me and I'll see if I have enough folks to try to get a bus together for that. The VES writing group is going through sort of a reboot right now. So I don't have any dates on that yet, but I will get that in your weekly as soon as I know. I think that's all. Any questions? All right, thank you so much.
Good morning. I have a few reminders and also announcements and updates. Just a reminder, tomorrow, the 27th, Wednesday the 27th, we will have a Westminster at Home hospice volunteer informational session. It will be in the chapel at 11 a.m. Again, this is not a committing thing. You are not committing to something by showing up, but you are, if you would like to come and get more information, it's a wonderful way to offer your time and your presence to help our wonderful hospice team. If you have any questions, you can contact me, but the better person to contact is Nicole Harris, our new Westminster at Home Hospice Volunteer Coordinator. But come tomorrow and hear more. I've already heard from a few folks that they can't make it to the meeting tomorrow but are interested, either get in touch directly with Nicole or contact me, and I'll help make that connection if you would like to know more. Our pastoral care visitation team, which we restarted, I guess, several years ago. We are continuing to thrive, but we are looking for more folks. And so if you would like to share your presence, a smiling face, a non-anxious listening ear with some of our residents over in Drinkard, I would love to chat more with you. You can also see Annette Loschert. She is the resident team leader of that team. And our next meeting, we meet monthly on the second Wednesday, will be September the 10th at 11 a.m. If you'd like to come and just check it out, that's a great way to do that. Nancy Young will be with us sharing some things that she has written, discussing her journey with her husband Bill, who died a few months ago, and her journeys with grief. And we are glad that she will be sharing some of her experience. And all of this will come out in various forms, so there's a lot here. The Blessing of the Animals, which is one of my favorite times of the year, will be the first Sunday of October, October 5th at 3 p.m. on the terrace patio just below here. It's a wonderful, beautiful, brief service. You're invited to bring your pets. You're invited to come even if you don't have pets. Several folks come because it just is a neat time to celebrate all of God's creation, specifically those pets that are our companions. And an even further out announcement or reminder, we will have our All Saints Memorial Service on Sunday, November the 2nd. And I will be sending out more information in the coming weeks. Every Westminster Canterbury resident who has died from November 1 last year until present will automatically be included, but there will also be a list outside the chapel that you can add other names to. Maybe there's someone, a friend, a family member, a former neighbor, coworker, whatever that may have been, who has died, who you would like to remember. Now, we focus, of course, on the past year, November 1, 2024, until October 31st, 2025. But that doesn't mean that anyone you submit for the list has to have died in that time period. It could have been previously, but you just want them to be remembered. Now, my final thing, I am so thankful and fortunate that Westminster Canterbury affords me one Sunday off a month to be with my family. And over the past 5 years, we have plugged in area clergy, we've plugged in some residents, but what I'm discovering now is that some of my go-tos have church jobs again, or maybe they had retired and are doing interim work, and so their Sundays are claimed. So let me say, you do not have to be ordained clergy. You can just come because you have something that you would like to share.
She preached at her church last week.
Wow!
Just in case.
Angela, okay, that's awesome. But if you know someone, maybe you've got a friend or a retired clergy or someone who has served in some ministerial capacity who has their Sundays free, let me know. I would love to add them to our list. And also, for those of you, whether you are a quote-unquote regular attender at our Sunday chapel services or not, we're always looking for resident volunteers to read Scripture, or if you have some musical talent or gift that you would like to share, of course, in that worship setting. I mean, if If you have other talents, we can find a place for that. But please let me know. Would love to have opportunities for you to serve in worship leadership, whatever that may look like. As always, I'm here for you. If you ever need a listening ear, if you ever need someone to laugh, cry, cuss, yell, scream, whatever it may be, I'm here for you. Any questions or comments? All right. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Now, when I stand up there, I'm so relaxed. When I come down here, I start shaking. I don't know why. No. Okay, so it's that time of year again where we got to go over the budget and the upcoming budget for next year and what that increase is going to be. So, without much ado, let's get into this. So this year, this budget has revenues of almost $40 million. We're up to $39 million now. Thank you. Budgeted expenses, 38.2. So that gives us an excess of $784,000. And I was just looking at some of my spreadsheets from many, many years ago. When I arrived here in 2001, you can believe it, first budget I did was $13 million. I mean, that was revenues. Expenses were $13,751,000. It's we've come quite a way. And that year we budgeted for a loss, and we just laid the groundwork and broke ground for Woods Edge. Well, it's been some time. The other thing is, too, that we have to keep, when you look at some of the ratios here, our operating ratio is budgeted at 97.8, which is excellent, but it's getting a lot of help from hospice, outpatient therapy, home health, and interest revenue. When you plug all those things into that number, it brings it down. If I was to take away those items, we'd have an operating ratio of 103, which would be above the 50th percentile. So those other areas of income generation help you. And hopefully in the future, they will really help you as we can grow home health, and if we can grow outpatient. There are streams of revenue that's not coming from inside, they're coming from outside. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Net operating margin, 5.3 versus the CCAC 50th percentile of 3.3 or 4.5 for the Fitch. No, I don't remember. Continuing care accredited communities. Been a long time, it's changed. It's CARF now. I don't like the word CARF because I can never remember that one, because when I got here it was continuing care accreditation. And now it's CARF, which is the Commission on Accreditation. Rehabilitation. Don't like that noise, that sound, because it says rehabilitation. All right, debt service ratio 2.0 versus 256 and 2, so we're still, and as a debt service, we want that to go up, but hopefully at the end of next year, after we get some entrance fees in, that should go up. Cushion ratio is a 9 versus the CCA 10.46 and the Fitch 9.3. I don't know where that came from. There we go. All right. So again, looking at this from a cash perspective, all I do here is add the entrance fees and take away non-cash items like depreciation and earned entrance fees, which are no cash connected to them. Cash generated next year should be about $39,400,000. Cash required $38,642,000. Gives us a cash increase, not including unrealized gains and losses, of $722,000. Hopefully, ending cash equivalents will be $31,230,000 at the end of 2026. Okay, not including. Everything's all in there, all the investments, not knowing what they're going to do next year, whether they're going up or down. Our cash and cash equivalents at the end of 2021, guess what it was? $1.2 million. Looking back 25 years ago. And if you want to see the last 24 years, I got a chart here that shows you all that. incredible. Days cash in hand, 453. Debt service is budgeted to be at 2.0. We looked at that earlier. Includes entrance fees net of $6,064,000. And our capital expense next year, we budgeted at $4,049,000. Highlights. First number we've been looking for. The budget is based on a 2.9% increase. Okay? We try to manage that to keep it as low as possible. We know the impact that has on you, the multiple effect over the years. So, you know, if you look at those, if you look at 21, inflation is just being insane. And I hope your investments stayed up with it. Revenue is increasing up at $2,254,000 or 5.6. Again, the biggest factors in going into this is healthcare generation, revenue, assisted living fees. That place is 100% occupied. You know, one time we couldn't get it above 80%. Now it's staying at 100%. And sometimes more than 100% based on the number of beds, not the number of rooms. Westminster Canterbury home and interest income are really helping those line items. Expenses increased by $986,000 or 3.76, mainly from HR, employee health care, and health center payroll. There's a 4% increase in entrance fees. We have a 3% payroll increase. Now that's not flat. We say 3%, but it averages usually less than 3% because people get their increases based on their review date. And so some may have 2 months at their new rate. Some people might have 12 months, but on average, most people have about 6, 7, 8 months at the new rate. We've also, because we froze the pension almost, 12 years ago, no, 10 years ago now, we requested that we increase the employer contribution for our employees from 3% to 4% up to 8% of their payroll, which will, for those who can take advantage of that, it's a nice benefit that they can contribute to them, they can contribute to and we can help. Payroll expense increased by $633,000 this year, and that includes payroll taxes. We added 1.6 FTEs. Home health and hospital is budgeted to have net income of $234,000, and if we can continue to see them grow, that could be more. Employee health group, we're self-insured, and our employee group health insurance plan shows a budgeted increase of 9.3%, or $153,000, and I use a 6-year roll on average for that. I like to think it might be less, but could be more. Oops, there we go. Questions? Yes.
Thank you. Do these figures include the carpeting and the painting that we're doing in the B and the C building?
Yes, they're in this. But
In this, and also
well, you didn't put it's in this current year. No, that's included in this year.
this is last year.
Yeah, this is this fiscal year. This is the new fiscal year, and other items are included in that. Which there's some big items we're going to talk about
And where are the elevators?
in this year, and they were spread over 3 years, over 2 years. So we have a few more dollars we have to spend on the elevators next year. It's in there.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. I wanted to point out, this chart didn't show up the first time, but as you can see, our budgeted payroll salaries is $17,930,000. In 2019, pre-COVID, it was $13,250,000. We've added almost $5 million in payroll thanks to COVID and a few other things, like we had these companies come in and buy all the nursing homes from Westminster, from the hospital, with private equity, and they just came in and devastated the pay scales here, which unfortunately trickled down to us because we had to match those pay scales. Insane. And now these guys will probably sell them off, pennies on the dollar, and there'll be no nursing homes in town of any good quality. That's okay. They can come here. So there's another question up front right here.
Hold on. Our ground crew does a fantastic job of taking care of our grounds.
It is. Hold it. Our grounds crew does a great job of taking care of our grounds. However, our campus is so large that 3 people cannot sufficiently keep it up to date. What are our chances, and how do you go about getting another employee to help them out?
I'm going to let Sean address that one. I just find the money if it happens.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Yes. Okay. I understand, very much so. We go from the current slide, I can go down here. I have to remind you of another meeting we're going to have next month, September 17th, which is a more in-depth look at our financials year to date, plus maybe more bit of the budget, but hopefully you'll show up in this room on the 17th of September at 11. Any more questions? Well, thank you.
Not my car. Cadillac? 59 Cadillac. That was, I was guessing 61, but. So, groundskeeper. This budget that Paul just presented starts October 1st, so we are not going back to add a groundskeeper. I believe, if he hasn't, I believe he intended, Matt was going to speak with you about how we were going to use some contracted help to assist with some different things we have to support the 3 guys that we have. There are times where they are mowing a bunch, and then there's different times of the year, and we continue to try to balance that as best we can to support you, and we appreciate all you do. So my answer right now would be contractors helping and assistance and doing that. Want to go back to the question on carpet and elevators. Just to remind, we had the employee retention credit money that we applied for 2-3 years ago almost and received back in the spring to the tune of about $2 million. So that money is why we're able to start doing the carpet now and not wait into this next budget year and budget years coming, as well as the elevators, which I believe the elevators, Paul, somewhere around $1 million, $1.2 million, $1.4 million, $1.5 million. So it helps significantly with the elevators as well as the carpet. So we're very fortunate with the timing of that employee retention credit money that goes back to COVID money that the government was sharing. Interesting when we talk about old cars and everything, and we start hearing people want to go see Alison Krauss, our variety show. We had Robert Palmer, Addicted to Love, which I remember watching MTV as a kid, watching that. I feel like when I started doing this, people were listening to Glenn Miller, and boy, some of you may still do that, but we're changing. So I've got a couple of different things. I want to go back to all the projects Matt talked about and certainly understand that we don't try to plan every big project at one time. We had some delays with the elevators, and we appreciate, as Matt said and others have said, we appreciate your patience because we know a lot is going on, and I know there are times it's very easy to be frustrated waiting for an elevator. But we are very hopeful in what we've seen with Riverside that these elevators, the time and the money and the frustrations will pay off to get all that done. But thank you. A couple of different items going to touch on. One is our staff, and we talk time to time about staff. Something was brought to our attention a few weeks ago that some independent living residents were trying to hire one of our Westminster at-home nursing assistants. Would ask you not to do that. We have a code of conduct policy that prohibits us from doing that as staff members, and falls under our conflict of interest as well as dual relationship issues. So when we have our staff here, please we do what is their responsibility in their normal days here, not any outside type work. So please remember that. COVID numbers from Ashley. So in August, we had 6 residents in independent living that had COVID. Those were actually 3 couples. We also had 3 staff members that during the month had COVID. The numbers in Lynchburg, Ashley tells me, are up as what happens and seems to have happened this time of the year in the last few years. Those numbers start to rise. The next vaccine has not been released yet. We have pre-ordered to get our vaccines for COVID, but we do not have a date. Once we have a date, we will share that with you and vaccinate everyone who wants to be vaccinated. Little public service announcement. Richard Tugman, CEO of Centra, will be here again. He was here maybe in the spring or last fall. He's going to be here September 4th here in the Commons, and we'll providing updates on Centra's building plans, recruitments, and impacts of the HR1 bill, and then also his vision for the future. Richard Tugman. All right, and lastly, want to talk about an incident we shared with you with a conflict with some I guess it was a conflict between a staff member's family and, well, 2 family members dropping people off in front of the Drinkard building. And this goes back to around August 12th or 13th. We had an individual, it always sometimes takes 2 to tango, and we had 2 people arguing and kind of vying for a good parking spot and picking different people up in front of Drinkard. It escalated to where we had a gentleman swinging a crutch at one person, and then the other person brandished a weapon. Once we were made aware of this, we got the police involved. The individual left campus pretty quickly without incident other than brandishing a weapon. We don't take that lightly. A police report was filed, and it is still not conclusive yet. We are not sure the individual is getting charged for brandishing a weapon. We issued a ban letter to this individual who had the weapon. We do that when there are incidents in the past where there are some employees. There have been threats. We had a threat to our human resource department from a young gentleman who worked in the dining room. So unfortunately, Angela is well versed in helping us get ban letters to people and asking them not to come to the campus. The employee also of this person with the weapon was terminated a day or 2 later for different reasons, not for this, but there were some performance issues, so that person is no longer here with us. So, continuing, I always remind people we have about 400 staff members that work here. And we have, unfortunately, about 20-some% turnover, so we have new people that come in and out. And unfortunately, there are opportunities for this to happen. We have changed and we'll have better enforcement with our drop-off policy so that we don't have people in front of our buildings. They are told to drop off at either the employee parking lot or over on the VES side of coming into the service entrance. When we reviewed our safety policies across campus and talking about different incidents, we've had a couple of incidents of some strange people coming to the bank. And when you Googled Bank of the James for locations, we pop up. We had confirmation last week that Bank of the James will actually remove their branch here from Google so that when someone does a search, we don't get people coming. But we've had a couple of a car accident and some sketchy people showing up for the bank. So that's something that's going to be changing as well, we've been told. We're getting some additional cameras. We already have a lot of cameras across campus, but some that will help us identify if there are staff and visitors in these entrances to try to remove them, but also just continue to improve security. See something, say something, obviously very important. A lot of you do that. Our staff in this instance did it to help make sure we got police here and security, and really minimized what could have been a bigger problem. We also, in addition to Alison Krauss and music tastes that change, our lives are different. And you know, some of us now are ordering Walmart, Uber Eats, things like that, and we're inviting people to campus that wouldn't normally be here. So while we all want a safe campus, we also are inviting more people, and times are just changing of delivery and things that come to our campus. Over the years, we've had, sometimes our families have been problems. We've had threats from residents towards our staff, claiming they would shoot someone. We've had threats by phone from family members in healthcare, a distraught young man threatening to come in and shoot everybody up, upset that mom was passing away. A lot of different things happen. We've had residents move into independent living, and we've had pictures and be on the lookout for financial exploitation, potential harm to someone. So my point here is that this safety issue comes in many different ways. It just doesn't come from an employee. It comes from a lot of different ways. And again, I think for all of us to just, if you see something that looks out of place, please let the front desk know, let security know. It takes all of us. And we will continue. We have a safety committee that meets to look at everything from safety of you potentially falling in a certain area, or as well as just incidents like this, and how we try to make our place safer than what it is today. So obviously a pretty important topic. I'll open up the floor for questions, comments. Got one over here, and we're going to make William run all the way around the room.
I was curious about the vaccination status of the people who developed active COVID.
So our nurse expert, I can't tell you. I don't know who had shots and who did not. I'll try to find that data and share it with you. But I was going to say Ashley was maybe here but already left, and she would be the one who could answer that. Try to find out.
A comment, these vaccines are very safe, and I would urge everyone to be vaccinated against COVID, especially in a facility like this where we're close together.
Thank you, Dr. Guthrie. I know we've tried to push it, especially as our folks over in supported areas, as well as anyone who wants one, we're willing to give. But thank you, Dr. Guthrie. Another question back here?
Will Mr. Tugman's talk be recorded for future viewing?
Looking for Mike. No, it will not be recorded, I'm told. Other questions? I'll stay up here a few minutes after, and we appreciate your time. Like I've said, a little longer than normal, but thank you. Appreciate all the participants. Have a good afternoon. Enjoy a beautiful day.